Good morning, everybody. It is Plotzoman. So we're going to go through the stanzas, and then per chapter, we're going to read segments out of it as they're relevant and have just the required observations. And of course, if you have any observations yourself, please feel free to leave them in the comments. So stanza 11. The wheel of life turns within the wheel of the outer form. The matter of the flow hot circulates, and its fire hearteth all forms, and the wheel is not glimpsed and moveth in rapid revolution within the slower outer case, till it weareth out the form. So again, on the inside, it is going to wear into the outer rings. The 49 fires burn in the inner center. The 35 circulating fiery vortexes extend along the circle of the periphery. Between the two is passed the order of sequence in various colored flames. The great triangle and their just arrangements hold hid the secret of the wheel of life. Their cosmic fire radiates in the direction of the second sphere, controlled by the ruler of emerging ray. The cohorts of the third encircling sphere in very ranks marks the lesser three. The wheels of life still move on within the form. The divas are the fourth connected with the 35 and blend them with the central 49. Above the work, seeking to merge it as a whole, upward they strive, who in their myriad forms revolve with the wheels of lesser magnitude. The whole is one, yet the lower spheres only in the forms appear. They seem their division is more that can be grasped or met. The many circulate, the forms are built, become too firm and are broken by life and circulate again. The few revolve, holding the many forms a heat of motion. So again, when things move, they heat up. The one embraces all and carries it from all activity to the heart of the cosmic place. Stanza 12. That one was kind of self-explanatory. There's a ruler, and he watches the internal rings go. There's 49 fires in the center, meaning one is circling, 50 in total. Stanza 12. The Blessed One hids their threefold nature, but revealed the triple essence by means of the three great groups of atoms. The three are the atoms of threefold radiation. The inner core of fire hides itself and is known only through radiation, which radiates. Only after the blaze size out is the heat no longer felt and the fire be known. Again, you don't like with the burning bush of Noah. No one actually knew the bush was burning, or Moses, because, well, there was no evidence of it. Yet when the fire was done, there was plenty of evidence in a story. Stanza 13. Through the band of violet and encircleth the heavens, passeth the globe of purple dark. It passes and returneth not. It becomes enwrapped in blue. 3 times the blue unfoldeth, and the cycle is complete, and the purple faded into merge with the rose. The path again is traversed. 3 great colors of the cycle that counteth the fourth, violet, blue, and rose, and the basic purple revolution. 4 are the colors of the secondary, the cycle of discrimination, which the revolution takes place. So there's going to be a revolution. It's circled at the midmost point and is somewhat past. So again, like in the center of a record where it's like, but the outside's like, that's what it's describing. Yellow is the band that cometh, orange is the cloud that hideth, and green for vivification. Yet time is not yet. Many in the circling fires, many of the revolving rounds, but only when the complementary colors recognize their source, the whole adjusts itself to the 7 and seen in completion. Then will be seen each color in the adjustment right and the cessation of evolution. So again, all that is saying is your chakras are going to be the colors that will be represented. So if you have not manifested one in a certain color, let's say orange, you're not going to have that. And according to this, and like a Kundalini circle. So then the introductory remarks on 1, the fire of macrocosm, 2, the fire of microcosm, and 3, the fire of manifestation. And of course, this is just going to be a breakdown of it all. With the fire of the microcosm, it is in essential nature the fire is threefold, but in the manifestation it can be seen as a fivefold demonstration and be defined as follows. And of course, we'll go over these 3 rules and then discuss. 1, fire by friction or internal vitalizing fire. These fires animate and vitalize the objects in our solar system, are surmountable of the logic Kundalini, and is a full systemic activity. So this is our first Kundalini fire, and it is also the internal one that we have that we usually never see, because if it is to leave us and we'll astrally project and we would see our fire next to another one and another one would fill in, you are never without your flame. 2, solar fire or the cosmic mental fire. This is a portion of the cosmic mental plane which goes into animation of the mental body of the logos, and the fire may be regarded as a sum total of the sparks of the mind. The fire of the mental bodies and the animating principle of the evolving units of the human race and the other 3 worlds. So again, you have 3 Kundalini fires. They're all attached to a world. You have one in your mental plane, which is usually the one that's there when you don't have the fire by friction. But notice you're never actually meditating while doing something that complexly takes up your mental. 3, the electric fire or logic flame divine. This flame is distinguished by the mark of our logos, and that which differentiates them from all other logi and is their dominant characteristics and the sign of their place in the cosmic evolution. This threefold fire may be expressed in ways of terms as follows. And again, this would be like when you hear that little voice and you're like, I swear I think it was God. that would be the Logiic Kundalini that comes in and is like, I'm going to take over so that you can actually have it. And then, of course, the ray of intelligent activity. This the rays also can represent an age. So the ray of intelligent activity, this ray is a very demonstrable glory in the higher point of development than the other two, being a product of the earliers and the previous solar system. So we gained our intelligence through, of course, evolution of our brain stems, which we'll also discuss in the Mental Bible, how the Bible's actually could be interpreted as a allegory of human development. So the ray of intelligent love. This is the ray which embodies the highest vibration of our solar logos or deity and is capable of the present solar system. So again, this is like unconditional love, the thing that everyone always says that the God has and that they claim to have themselves. Although if anyone says that, usually to me, that is a red flag. The ray of intelligent will. Little can be said about this ray. Perfect. So we're done. And then just so you know, our terms of expression, a Brahma's night is of equal duration. 1 day and night of the Brahma will contain 8 million. I'm just going to show you this picture. The numbers are big. You can't see it. Oh, well. Anywho, it's the period of time. It is page 40 on a Treatise of Cosmic Fire. If you'd like the reference, I'm sorry about all that. I'm kind of figuring it out. So the ray is governed by the laws of synthesis and is the basis of a systemic movement, which may be best described as that of driving forward through space or forward progression. Little can be predicted, and at this ray and its expression, it controls the movement of the entire ring past knot in a connection with the cosmic center. And again, this is the ray of intelligent will, and it is the reason why things will function in a life-sustaining way. First, as a latent heat, this is inside of the rays, you'll have latent heat. This is a basic rotary motion that is caused by the spherical coherent manifestation of all existence, from the logiic atom to the solar ring past knot. The second is active heat. This results in activity and driving forward the material evolution. So again, what we do here on Terra Firma and how you decide to live your life. So you will always be creating some sort of friction, because even when you make a good decision, there will be a negative consequence in somehow. Just like if you decided to, let's say you bless one of your kids with a car and then you bless your second child with a car, but it ends up being of lesser value. That could be seen as a negative in the eyes of your younger son, even though to you it is an equitable purchase for both of your children. Again, a positive action can have a negative consequence. And then we have the fire of the mind, which, of course, as I was describing, is like what our thought process is and what we're able to intake. The elementals of fire is the sum total of active expression or thought. So again, you having that thought means nothing until you actually take an action towards it. Again, that would be like when the Christ figure said, if you are tempted by something, pluck your eye out. That does not mean literally pluck your eye out. It was just a story to say, remove whatever is visually tempting you. Don't go back to it. Remove that source and just strike it from your body. Some people cannot have alcohol, just either due to consequence or medical reasons. But that's not up for us to decide. That is for that individual to decide. Anywho, the fire of the microcosm. Let us briefly consider, therefore, the correspondence between the greater whole and the unit of humans when blocked out or subject detail and consideration the sections to which it will be divided into. There is an internal vitalizing fire, which is a corresponding to the fire by friction. So again, our action. So this is the internal vitalizing fire. So it awakens us to action. The latent heat, which is the basis of life as spherical cell or atoms and its rotary adjustment of all other cells. And then the second is active heat or prana, this animates all and is a driving force of the evolving form. So again, prana is what drives us to actually migrate and survive, where internal visualizing fire is us thinking, I should probably move. The fire is the basic vibration of the little systems which a monad or human spirit is of the logos and holds the personality of lower material humans in the objective manifestation, thus permitting the spiritual unit to contact the plane of densest matter. Again, you are just basically a giant solar angel here on Earth. The fire or spark of mind, which is the second point, which is the correspondence of the human to the solar fire, constitutes the thinking of self-conscious unit or the soul. The fire of the mind is governed by the law of attraction and its greater correspondence. Again, we can sit here and manifest things. Why? Because we are connected to the universe in a spiritual level that is not with other beings that only worry about food, shelter, and survival. Although most humans right now are in that mindset of food, shelter, and survival. It likewise demonstrates a yet imperfect as a vitalizing factor of the thought forms fabricated by the thinker. So again, we put our own opinions and our own inherent biases into every opinion we make, and anyone who says they don't is lying to you, and do not take their opinion as God's law. Few people as yet are in such close touch with the higher self or ego that it can build a matter of mental plane in forms which can be truly said to be expression of thoughts, purpose, or desire of the ego functioning through the physical brain. And this is not saying like, oh, if you have a massive ego, that's a good thing. What it's saying is if you have an ego and you are able to control it, contain it, and use it for the greater good, like, hey, I can help us get out of here, that's when you need an ego. It's not for you to sit there and take all the credit and try and downplay other people's accomplishments. It never has been, and that's why we're in such a state. So I hope you guys have a blessed morning. I will continue on with the commentary later on today. I just wanted to upload for everybody, the 3 people who've seen it. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll be back in the afternoon.